So the trick is to anneal the tube. This is 3/32 OD. And what you do is you over crimp this. You pull this back really tight and you over crimp it. And then you open it back up a little bit like this. Work it back and forth. So you sort of put a preset in that, so that way when you pull on it, it still stays free. If you don't preset it and get that crimp past the point and open it back up to flatten it out, it'll end up binding up eventually. So that's the way I've always done them. Now, I'm not saying that it's foolproof, but I'm just saying that the best case scenario with this method is what I've shown here. Also, if you extend this out to about right here, so that way you're not choking up and pinching it, you know, it gives your lead out some room to flare out there. And of course, these bushings are put in with a little pressed in there, and then they're flared. I take a piece of music wire that's oversized, the next size up than this 3/32 ID right here, and I put a taper on it. So it's a pretty sharp taper. And what that does, you cut this brass tube flush so there's not much overhang, and then you tap with a tack hammer. You tap this down and this taper will actually flare this tube, and you do that both sides. You just keep tapping it till it's good and tight, but not so much that you're splitting everything out, but you put a little flare on it on the inside, and then you're good to go. Anneal the tube, over crimp it. The way this bushing was, it's 3/32 ID, but you can run a 440 tap through it and run your ball link through there. It'll be enough to hold the ball link. So that's the process of the leadouts. It's just basically a swage tool. This here, let's see, trying to figure out what it says on it. Cable technology or something like that. Cable technology. So it has 3 different furrows, 1/32, 3/64, and a 1/16. The furrows that I'm utilizing on this lead out are the 1/32. I guess if you're making a handle or something, you could go with the bigger ones. Now this tool is available through Balsa USA. Now I bought this from a cable distributor. I think it's Carolina Cable and Wire, if I remember right. But I saw a video, it's on YouTube, where Balsa USA was using maybe not this exact tool, but it looked just like this for their rigging. So Balsa USA would sell you the swage tool. They sell the corresponding furrows and the cable. So you just don't substitute this furrow for different wires. It's a match system. So the cable, the furrow, and the swage tool all have to be a matching system. Otherwise you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna have trouble. So the way these furrows work, it's sort of like a figure 8 look. It's an oblong. So the furrow is like this. You run the cable through it, and what happens with the swage tool, you don't flatten it out. What happens is the swage tool, it takes it like this and squeezes it. So in effect, this furrow embeds itself into this wire, and that's why it's so effective. So this isn't a hobby system here. This is a commercial way of terminating cable.